Hello, you're listening to ReedyGeeks, a Walt Disney World podcast. My name is Andrew, and I'm joined today by Discovery Island urban explorer JJ.
Don't say that on the pod that's public.
If you have a good title for my co-host after listening to this episode, please send in your ideas to reedygeeks@gmail.com. In today's mini episode, we share some small changes that we believe could make big impacts at Walt Disney World.
You really had to do that with the mini episode, huh?
Calling my shot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is going to be we're going to get this one under 45, under 30. Under 30.
Under 30?
To make it a mini.
Oh boy. I don't know. I think I have more to say than 30 minutes.
Every time D23 or Destination D23 rolls around, Disney fans eagerly wait the big announcements, new attractions, grand expansions, and game-changing innovations. But let's face it, those big changes often feel like distant dreams, with timelines stretching years or even decades into the future. Today, we're going to be shifting gears. Instead of focusing on the grand plans of tomorrow, we're diving into those small tweaks and adjustments Disney could make right now. Changes that wouldn't take years to implement, but could still make a huge difference in the magic we experience every day at Walt Disney World. Yeah, so these are going to be small changes that Disney could make right now that we feel could really improve things, at least for us.
Right. So we do have a little bit of a skewed perspective sometimes on the parks, don't we?
Oh, we've been told that a couple times in our comments that, you know, three guys in their 30s with no kids might have a pretty limited viewpoint of of Disney. Or at least we're seeing different things.
Yeah, but I do think at least what I have, I think I cover a lot of different bases of all ages. I think everyone could be happy with what I have on my list. But actually, I wanted to bring up a couple of things that aren't technically on my list, but would be on my list if we didn't already talk about them on the podcast a few times.
Oh, like previous episodes?
Yeah, on previous episodes, we've made these suggestions, which would have been on my list, but since we talked about it, there's no use in talking about it again. First one, bring back Magical Express. I think that's really obvious.
So many people call for that.
Yeah. I mean, free transportation from the airport into the Disney bubble. It's so obviously a good thing that is now not there. Next one, more water bottle refill stations. It'd be so great to just bring a Stanley or something similar into the park, go to a fill station, fill up your water. It's such an easy thing to implement. There are water fountains everywhere. Why can't we have water bottle refill stations?
Yeah. And I'm one of those people that brings in a water bottle too. And the amount of times I have to go up to a quick service and ask for like 3 little Dixie cups full of water,
right?
You know, because that's all they give you. And to fill it up, like I would be someone that wouldn't be taking up a spot on the quick service line.
Oh yeah, taking up the bandwidth of these employees.
Yeah.
For someone it's a $0 thing. You're costing them time.
Right. And Dixie cups.
Right. That costs. I actually think the man hour is more valuable than the Dixie cup. And then the last one, we've said it before, we'll say it again. The app isn't good.
Yeah.
The app is crap. And that goes for whatever thing you're thinking of, how hard it is to set up a friend list. You're always looking at your phone all day, how mobile ordering is unreliable, or just whatever your complaint is that's related to the app. This is what we're talking about.
Just the fact of having to constantly look at my app, like that annoys
count
me.
It. Yeah. I would count it. There should be easier ways to use your phone like a Magic Band. We have the technology, the NFC chips?
Yeah.
Right. NFC chips are in these phones. I could just walk up to a podium and go bloop, bloop, and it should work.
I'm more of an AFC guy, but...
Oh, fair. Go Bills, right?
Go Bills.
Okay, so those are the ones that I know we've brought up before. And since I'm talking, I'll just start us off with my first new idea. And that's make shade in Toy Story Land.
Make shade happen again.
Yeah. Make shade great again?
Make shade great again.
Something like that. I don't know. But I don't know what they were thinking by having this whole section of the park where there's tons of families and tons of kids and tons of little kids and no shade anywhere.
It's brutal.
Everyone talks about Animal Kingdom being the hottest park. And I think it's specifically that area of Toy Story. That's where I feel it the most. Mm-hmm. That's where I went with Sam's family once to Disney World. And that's where her family felt it the most too, was specifically in Toy Story Land. Because it is just, there's no relief there at all. It's terrible. And then I've said this to people before and someone said, oh, but, when they were designing it, they want to make you feel like you're the size of a toy. So, like, what things could be toy? Could you, like, believably still be toy-sized and have it giving you shade? Because, obviously, I understand. You can't just, like, put a gazebo over here. And because we're toy-sized, it has to be a believably part of something that would be in Andy's room, right? So, here are some things. A beach towel. A terrible towel. Baseball pennants, a blanket fort. You could stack up like 2 dictionaries and then on top of it put like a board game.
Dictionaries in a kid's
I don't know. It was the 90s. They didn't have Google yet. And it would just be like a covered patio. Like there's plenty of things. And I'm not even as talented as the people that made Toy Story Land.
Right. I like the pennant idea. That's a great one.
Yeah, a little, you see it and go,
What team would it be?
New York Yankees, 2000 Subway Series champions? Am I saying that because Sean's not here? Maybe.
Sean likes it. Mets.
Boys, watch your manners.
Yeah, if you can't say something nice.
Boys.
What's your first idea?
Okay, so my first idea has to do with more of the logistics of getting out of the parks after fireworks or during really crowded times, or even just, getting around the parks during crowded times. And that's more of these bypasses. So there's a bypass in Magic Kingdom that allows you to get from the hub to the front of the park without going down Main Street USA. And you're going behind stage, right? You're going like backstage, but it's nicely done. It's presentable. They know that you're back there, and so it's not like a huge breaking of the magic moment. I think they should have that in all the parks, and connect different areas, create larger circuits so that you can get around the park more easily.
Yeah, I would actually extend that circuit idea to like even not even when the park's closed to take congestion away from like all these bottlenecks that are created by having everybody go down like the same one path to the exit. Mm-hmm. Like there should be more circuits. All the best parks have basically a whole circle that runs around the edge of the park. Lands that are next to each other should be connected. Yeah. And I'm looking at you, Animation Courtyard and Rock and Roller Coaster, right? Mm-hmm. Like, there's no reason why that shouldn't be connected over there.
So are we saying that we want to go away from the hub-spoke model?
Well, I think the hub-spoke model is a wheel, right? So then there would be a circle at the end of this.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Because I think Tomorrowland and Fantasyland were always connected at Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Adventureland and Frontierland are connected.
Right.
Liberty Square and Frontierland are connected.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Magic Kingdom's pretty good. As
Magic
far as
pretty good.
Hollywood Studios isn't.
Right. That Sunset Boulevard is pretty terrible.
Yeah. Because you end up at this weird dead end and you're like, I'm right here, but I'm also nowhere.
Yeah. Okay, so what about your second one?
My second one, you know what? I might as well just stay in Toy Story Land. I understand. Slinky Dog Dash is a family roller coaster. It's a kid roller coaster. But that ride is completely out of gas at the end. And it does these little bunny hill hop things. And front row, back row. It doesn't do anything. You're just sitting. I think that the big launch where, you get Slinky Dog and he stops the whole ride and you go, oh, ready? Here we go. That should be just a little bit faster so that there's still some gas at the end. I don't need to be crazy fast. I'm not saying launch it 20 miles per hour faster. I'm saying like 5, just so that it completes the circuit with a little more gas.
Mm-hmm. So you leave your seat just a bit.
Yeah, you just the littlest bit so that a kid can experience a little bit of airtime.
Yeah. Okay. My second one would be to have more time in Epcot after the fireworks.
That's a good one.
So currently Epcot closes down after Luminous, The Story of Us. No, that's Harmonious.
The Story of Us.
No, I think it's Luminous.
Luminous, The Story of Us? Luminous.
The Symphony of Us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew it was a little different.
Yeah, it's not The Story of Us. Yeah. Okay.
Which is so funny that one's Symphony, even though the music was better in Harmonious.
Oh my God, the music's so much better in Harmonious. So much better. I haven't listened to it in a bit.
That's hysterical that it's the Symphony of Us.
Well, okay, so once Luminous, the Symphony of Us, is over, you're supposed to make your way to the exit and leave. But I feel like Disney could stay open for at least an hour longer, let you get a couple more drinks or some food, or maybe not sit down at a restaurant. Maybe it's a little too late for that.
Yeah, I understand that. Sit down restaurants, keep closing them at 9.
Right.
That's fine. But
the rides,
some of the quick service should stay open.
Yeah.
All the rides should stay open. You should be able to get on a ride after the fireworks.
Right. And I think right now, if you are staying at a deluxe resort and it's an extended evening day, then you can stay a little bit longer, like 2 hours longer. But that should be open to everybody a little bit longer, and maybe then do the extended evening hours even further after that. Which kind of, I also just want more nighttime Disney activities. Like I want the parks to be open later for free. I want, there's a whole different feel to Disney at night.
Yeah, I mean, especially because we're in like off-season Disney.
Yeah. Yep.
So everywhere is closing earlier.
Yeah. And it's earlier, which is good.
Right, it's dark earlier too.
Earlier. Yeah. What did I say? Later, earlier? No.
Yeah, but I'll keep it in.
Yeah, okay. All right. It's darker earlier, which is good, but I want to be I don't know. I remember those days that it was almost like they would have some 24-hour Magic Kingdom days, or they would go till like 2 a.m. regularly. Like, what happened to that? Is that really so expensive now and not doable?
Yes and no, right? Like, yes, it's doable, but I guess it's like, I don't know, not as profitable as it is when you make the hours more limited.
Yeah. Because, I guess you're right, because it's the same price.
Yeah. Okay, my third point isn't a glamorous one, but at the end of the night and at rope drop, some of these Skyliner resorts have a bit of a wait and a bottleneck getting to the Skyliner parks. I think there should be buses during those hours to take some of the pressure off of the Skyliner. I know it's the 6th best ride in the park.
Yes, it is.
But
are you saying we should be skipping it to go on these buses?
Sometimes I don't. Are you saying that Skyliner's so good it's worth a half-hour wait?
No, probably not at the end of the night. Not when you've been there from rope drop to close. You just want to get home the fastest way possible.
Yeah, and I think sometimes the answer would be the bus.
Yeah. So Skyliner 6th best. That's what you were saying, right? It's the 6th best ride.
Yeah, that was my small change is that there should just be a plaque in front of the Skyliner that says, "This is the 6th best ride here."
No, I think that's a good idea. Is having multiple options for those people, because although that line does move, at a good rate, it can be. I don't know if you ever left International Gateway after the fireworks, it could be like miles down, all the way to Beach Club.
And again, maybe if Epcot were open,
right, an hour later,
yeah,
you wouldn't
be
have
a bottleneck. There would be the people that see the fireworks and leave.
Yeah,
and then there are people that see the fireworks and go on one more ride.
Yep.
might be enough for 2 laps on Living with the Land. Who knows?
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
That's-
Living with the Land at night is nice. With the
You know,
lights on.
I don't think I've ever been on Living with the Land at night.
You
I
gotta go-
definitely haven't.
You gotta go during holiday season at night. Then you have a
Oh
lights.
yeah,
That's where it's at.
yeah. Because I've never been in Epcot in December. That's on my bucket list. Andrew, what's your number 3?
Okay, my number 3 is going to bring us to the monorails. And I would like for the hotels to have dedicated monorail cabins. So my reason for this is really the Grand Floridian. If you've ever stayed at the Grand Floridian and tried to get on a monorail at rope drop, it's almost impossible because every monorail that's coming to Magic Kingdom is completely packed.
Oh, because the doors open.
Yeah,
And-
doors open at every resort, and so it's already filled up.
Yeah,
And you know what? Actually, that might be
that's an easy fix.
that's
too.
an easy fix. And all you have to do is really for Grand Floridian, because Polynesian it won't be filled up by then because contemporary people are walking. It's such a quick walk.
Right. So basically, you're saying every person gets on at the Polynesian and takes over every car.
And TTC, that's maybe another fix, is not having the resort monorail open at TTC on rope drop.
Oh, let people on during road shop.
No,
Because
don't
you could-
let people on.
Right. It might still need to stop at TTC for people transferring to Epcot.
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, yeah. So just no one can go on
The local
the local at rope
at
drop.
TTC.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you're at TTC, you have to go on the express with everybody else.
right.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, as long as you got 3 monorails running on the express line, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, plus there's the boat, the big boat.
Right. You got the boat. I love the boat.
The boat's great.
Welcome aboard, folks.
Okay, what's your number 4?
Okay, number 4. This is one that's inspired directly from my bachelor party. And maybe it also ties into the app being bad too, a little bit, because it's right now impossible because the app sucks. But they need to create a way for people to use the restrooms if you're stuck on a long line and be able to return back to your party without being that guy that looks like he's cutting the line.
Yeah.
I came up with a system. There's a QR system sort of thing where you have your app open, your friend has the app open, you guys create like basically like a little image or a link that's like, my friend, it's basically telling cast members, my friend is leaving the line, but he's coming back to me.
It's like a pass key,
Yeah.
right? A pass key that both of you share.
Yes. And then that person can leave the line, and then there will be designated places along the line where they can meet up. Maybe it's all the way to where the pre-show is.
Mm.
Where, you just walk on the lightning lane line and you just end up where the pre-show is, and you just stay there at the front until your friend comes and meets you. And then the cast member says, "Oh, I'm here with this person." He says, "Yes, I am. Here's my link." And yep, those are the right ones, and you get to go meet up with your friends again.
Right. Yeah, I like that. Some type of verification system, though. It does need to have that.
It's really easy to abuse. And also, I think a lot of people have been turned off to these long lines with some of these people that are now getting turned away for DAS Pass.
Right.
Like, this is another workaround for that,
Mm-hmm.
where the people that can't wait online can come through the lightning lane and meet you at the exact time that you were supposed to be waiting on the line anyway.
Yeah. And when they got rid of DAS Pass, Disney did promise something like this, that people would be able to leave to go on to go to the bathroom, because that was one of the common things people said was like, I have IBS, or I have to go to the bathroom, and so I need a DAS Pass because I'll need to leave the line unexpectedly. That was like the verbiage that people would use.
Right. And you need to leave. And I guess that could also translate out to someone who's maybe like diabetic or something. You're low blood sugar.
Diabetic.
You gotta go give yourself a shot. You got to go do this thing, and then you got to leave for like 10 minutes and then come back.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, this solves a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And if the app was a little better, it could probably already been implemented. Just saying.
Right.
And I'm sure people are already thinking of this.
Yeah. Operations probably has a plan in mind. They just have to wait till the next fiscal year or something like that in order to get the budget in order to do it.
Yeah.
Which is like ridiculous corporate stuff, but that's, it's a Fortune 500 corporation. It has to be like that.
How? That's proprietary.
All right. So my next idea, this is one that JJ and I both came up with. I'm calling it a 1 a.m. last call.
Oh, yeah. This is my last point.
Is your last point?
Yeah, it's my last point. Yeah.
All right. So why don't you start it?
No, everyone just heard from me.
Okay. So, when you're leaving Magic Kingdom at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, or you're leaving any of the parks, the only places that are still open is actually just jelly rolls. That's pretty much it. Your typical hotel lobby bar or lounge, that closes at 11 usually. I was shocked to find out, as JJ and I were talking about this before the show, that almost all of the Disney Springs bars are closing at 11:30.
Yes. The Disney Springs bars are closing at 11:30, and the Disney Springs restaurants close at about 11. So if the Magic Kingdom is open till 11, you have nowhere to go have some food after your Magic Kingdom day. You can't go, oh, let's go get like appetizers and a beer at where? Show me where.
Right. Maybe the pizza window at Boardwalk. I don't think you can get a beer, but that pizza window's open, I think, until 12.
Right. And then after you have that slice of pizza, you could go pay $20 to get into Jelly Rolls to have a $10 beer. So you can have a $30 beer at Jelly Rolls.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
You could have a $30 beer at Jelly Rolls, or you could...
Yeah.
you could, like, go back to your hotel and hope you had brought snacks. Like, I don't know. It's a mess.
Because even the quick services are closed, and yeah.
No, everything's closed.
Yeah, that is definitely a problem. And I mean, for me, I'm more focused on that hotel like bar, the hotel bar.
Oh yeah, like there's no reason why, like
the crew
right, the crew cup lounge should have late night bites until about 12 or so.
Yep.
And they should be serving drinks till 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Yeah. They all should.
No, but even if there's just somewhere, like, it's baby steps. Keep the main bar at your place open.
Yeah. And I kind of think that's what it was.
Yeah, the hotel lobby bar, keep the gurgling suitcase open. Insert the name of the hotel lobby bar that you're thinking of. Right.
Yeah. The Outer Rim Bar.
The
Enchanted Rose.
Right. All these spots.
Tambu Lounge.
Yeah. All the
Martha's Vineyard.
Bar
Riva.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna keep naming them. Banana Cabana. Just no more.
What's that one?
Caribbean Beach.
Oh, Caribbean Beach. Yeah. Oh, the Three Bridges.
But is that, or is it the Dahlia's on a roof? Three Bridges.
Oh, Barcelona. The Barcelona bar in the lobby.
In the lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of them. We just named 3 bars at Coronado Springs. I wonder if that's for a future project, why I know all these hotel bars off the top of my head.
It's a bar that is under the radar. Saratoga Springs Bar. It's just a little window, right? It's not even like an actual bar you can go into, but they have great whiskeys.
Okay, so it's like a secret window where you get to order whiskey, and then you just sit in the lobby.
Yeah.
Well, the lobby's nice.
Yeah. It's you can sit in the lobby, or you can sit in the when you have too many people. the
Overflow?
overflow room for the quick service at the at Saratoga Springs.
Okay. I don't think I've ever been there.
You know, Turf Club. That's what it's called, the Turf Club.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so late night snacks and drinks at least till 1 a.m. That's what I'm calling for. I think Springs should be open till like 2 or 3. No, actually, that's unnecessary.
Nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
It is true.
Nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
1 a.m.
But good things can still happen at 12:30.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that's an easy thing for them to do.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Do you have any more?
I do. I have one more that is not an easy fix that you would be able to notice big impacts tomorrow, but it's something that I wish Disney would change like right away, and I think they could change it right away. And that would just be to take more chances and trust in their creative more. Just get less focus grouped, less corporate.
Yeah.
It seems like anything they come out now, it seems like it went through 5 different middle management positions, and everyone had their ideas in it to make it as sterile as possible.
Right. It's like weird focus groups of like, oh, we got to note that little kids don't like scary stuff, so you got to take the bad guy out of the ride. Or, this part of the ride isn't testing well with older people, so let's cut it. Where you're getting this pleasant ride or this pleasant experience, this show or whatever, but maybe there's no conflict. Maybe there's no...
Not interesting.
Right.
And I'm thinking of Tiana's right now, actually. Like Tiana's is beautiful. It's a great ride, but the story stinks. It's just there's nothing going on. You're going to find. Well, spoiler alert to anyone going on Tiana's that hasn't gone on it, but you're going to find.
I haven't. This is a spoiler for me.
Oh, this is the spoiler for you. All right, never mind. I'm sorry. I won't even talk about it.
No, I know that there isn't much of a conflict on that ride. I haven't watched any, ride through or anything. I don't know what happens, but I do know that there isn't much in terms of conflict, because I know that they didn't put the bad guy on no Dr. Facilier on that ride.
Right.
So how bad could things go if there's no, main villain?
To trust your creatives more. And we just did an episode on Creative Command, and as I was listening to that back again, as we're talking about the pre-show and how they had only 6 weeks to make that pre-show, basically no one at Disney looked at it, right? Like they just trusted this team to create a great pre-show, and it was fantastic. And I think that, sometimes people could be more creative when put into smaller boxes, and that could be true too, but then you have to let them breathe. You have to let them make the decisions. And
we're putting you in this box, do what you need to do, not we're putting you in this box and we're going to check on you every 5 minutes to make sure
we're going to micromanage you.
Right. That you're following you're dotting every I and crossing every T. And there are some movies on Rotten Tomatoes that have over 90, like audience score, or over 90 on a critic score, but it's just a favorable review. So if 100 people watch a movie and 90 of them say, that's pretty good, and none of them say that's great, it's still a 90 on Rotten Tomatoes, which maybe there's a movie on Rotten Tomatoes that's a 75, but like 60 of the 75 people say, that's the best movie I've seen in 4 years.
Yeah. I'd rather see that movie.
Right. Take a chance you're going to see something you love.
Yeah. Rather than see something that's just, okay.
Like, oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
Didn't hate it.
I actually do have one more, it looks like.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah. I came in here not thinking I had any. So we were talking about this, and we may have said this on a previous episode, but buying merch in the parks. Did we mention how you used to be able to have the merch sent back to your resort?
No. Well, I mean, we might have mentioned this on previous episodes, but I think it's important to bring up.
Yeah, that was so much. That is I'd be buying so much more merch if I could just have it sent back to my hotel.
Because you see something, you like it, and then you go, do I like it enough to carry it around for 10 hours?
Yeah, no, I don't.
And a lot of times I don't, so I don't buy it.
Well, no, it's probably better for me anyway that I don't buy it. But and also creating like better merch, I guess, just like, more subtle merch, more, more
Yeah.
artist focused merch. Like let the kind of like with this less focus group, let the artists that's designing the merch just design. Like Etsy has some great things on there
there's a
that
lot
Disney
of,
could be doing that stuff too.
yeah, I mean, I love Main Street Tourist. I have several of their shirts, and they're all like ride inspired. So like every ride has a gift shop. Very rarely is the merch any good at all.
Yeah.
The Tower of Terror has so much good artwork, and like almost none of it has ever been like just on a shirt to buy.
Right.
It's silly.
Yeah. And like people now want like subtlety in their shirts, right? So even if you look at it, you don't know if it's Tower of Terror or not. Like that's a good thing,
right? They also don't want it to say. They may not want it to say Walt Disney World on every single piece of merch. They want it to, maybe calling out the ride is good, but then as soon as they see the Walt Disney World logo on top of it, it's like, that's too many brands. Like,
yeah.
I don't need it to say Walt Disney World and Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
Like if it just says Rock and Roller Coaster, people know.
I don't want to be a billboard for
exactly.
Disney World.
I don't want to spend $30 to be a billboard for somebody else.
Yeah.
All
right, that's all I got.
Look at us. I think we actually did it. We might be actually a mini episode.
Ooh, easier for JJ to edit.
Since Sean's not here, all my games are multi-person games, so I won't even ask you about playing a game.
Oh, I love playing games.
That was really bad acting.
Stop playing games with my heart.
Yep,
With my heart.
those were the words of the song.
My heart.
Those weren't the words of the song, by the way.
No, it's not.
It was quit playing games in my heart,
quit
not
playing
stop
games.
playing games.
I want to go back. I want to go back.
Well, that's all staying in.
Mommy, can you please make him stop?
No one can. And don't interrupt me like that again.
All right, so JJ, want to take us out?
That'll do for today's episode of ReedyGeeks. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. You can check us out on all social media platforms at ReedyGeeks, and we'll see you again soon.
Smell you later.
This week's Honest Send-Off comes courtesy of Nelson from Springfield. If you have an honest send-off that you want played at the end of one of our episodes, please submit an audio clip to us via our email address, reedygeeks@gmail.com. ReedyGeeks, a Walt Disney World podcast, is hosted and executive produced by Andrew Shopey, Sean Murphy, and JJ Hefner. Music and audio engineering by JJ Hefner.
Bon voyage.